Namaste, everybody. How you doing? Nice to see you, Audrey and Greg. You're early. You're first in. So gratitude to you. And let's get started today with a little conversation about what's coming up in the new year. So it's January now, and we are still doing the yoga plank challenge. And I thought that in February we would start introducing a new challenge, and that is a balance challenge. And I think most of you know that that's a challenge for me always. So think about, as we get into the next February, early February, I will occasionally, maybe every other session, we'll do a plank challenge, and then every other session we'll do a balance challenge. So we'll mix it up a little bit. So what you will need to think about getting ready for February sessions is to have something nearby that you can use for a little extra balance, just to place your hand in case you need it. So if we're standing in a position where we're on one leg, you don't want to be always constantly wobbling and feeling like you're out of balance and unsteady. Give yourself a little bit of support. You can use the wall, you can use a chair, you can use a table, anything that's nearby and handy. Make sure it's strong and stable, not going to move on you. And over time, we will try and release the hand from the support system and find balance in ourselves. And we'll talk about the secrets to finding balance. In the meantime, we will continue with the yoga plank challenge. Now, last class, last Thursday, I introduced something called a wide-legged side plank. And I had a little feedback that that might be a little too strenuous. It's sometimes called the tripod plank. So I thought I would back off from that and maybe do some intermediate steps towards side plank or tripod plank. And so you may experience that. Another thing to think about is to have your blocks handy. Yoga blocks are designed to be super stable, so you wouldn't necessarily fall off of them if you're using them for support. But they're also strong, you know, they're not going to collapse or be unstable. And they also offer you three aspects. You can have the high aspect, you can have the medium aspect, and then you can have the low aspect. So high, medium, or low. And you can choose which is right for you. So if you have blocks, keep them handy. If you don't have blocks, if you happen to have some books that are not too thin and could sort of substitute for the job. But of course, books you're only going to be able to do them as the low aspect. You may find a stack of books is okay, but be careful because there is some shiftiness between the books, and I really do recommend, if you're going to stick with your yoga and with me, you need to get something that's not going to be wobbly for you. So that's something to think about. If you're interested in yoga blocks, you can stop by Joga, and they have some for sale there. They're not too expensive, or you can order them online. Or if you're in the States, I think even Walmarts and Targets are selling these now. You don't have to go to a yoga specialty store if you're in a big metropolitan area. Okay, the other thing, one more thing to mention, is that we want to do chest openers. So you could use the blocks for chest openers, but if you feel like it's too much for you and it is a little bit intimidating to lay back on a narrow block, and some people may not want to try that, so you could use a pillow, but the pillow's not really going to do what we want in this case. So I think you need to find a beach towel or a blanket or a yoga mat, an extra yoga mat. You could roll up your yoga mat, roll up your blanket, or roll up your beach towel. And then once you get this rolled, that's going to be what you recline back on. Your spine will go right along this. And then your head can find some support with a pillow. And then that will be your chest opener. So we're going to work with that a little bit today. If you don't have the item nearby and you don't want to go looking for something right now, you can just recline on your flat yoga mat for today. But do think about getting it ready for future classes. So there's some things to think about, and I'll put those in the notes after class, so that you have it written down in case you're right now going, what did you say? It was a lot of stuff right there. So thank you for putting up with that bit of information that I needed to get out. Let's take a moment to breathe. Find yourself seated on your mat, and you can pull your flesh away from your sitting bones to connect your ischial points, your sitting bones into the ground, and settle in there so you feel connected. Remember that you don't want to push your belly forward and arch the back too much. Just let your back have its natural curves. Be happy seated as your body feels balanced and connected to the ground. Let's just let the hands rest palm up and lift the chest just a little bit, lift the top of the head up, keep those shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. And we're going to take 5 slow breaths in and out. You can close your eyes, focus inward. Remember, yoga is not really a workout, it's a work in. Focus on yourself, your true self. Find gratitude in your heart for yourself, for who you are and what you are, and all the energy and love that you put into each time, each day, each connection with your friends and family and strangers as well. You're a good person. Don't be afraid to tell yourself an affirmation now and then. And let go of any stress or anxiety that's hanging on to you. Just let it float away in the air and rise up, dissipate in the breeze. Let's take a big breath in through the nose and imagine you're pouring a glass of water from a pitcher into a glass, and the water splashes clean and clear and cool in the bottom of the glass. Visualize it. Imagine the smell, the taste, the sound, the feel of that cool, clear water hitting the bottom of the glass. As you breathe in, that could be the deepest part of your belly, splashing down there and filling the body all the way up to your throat, even to your sinuses. Imagine the water overflowing the top of the glass, the sound of it, the taste of it, the feel of it, the look of it. Breathe in your air. And then let's blow a small stream of air out through pursed lips to exhale all that air out. All the way out, and even pull the belly in to push the last remnants of air out of the body. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through pursed lips. One more time. Breathe it in. And exhale through pursed lips. Let's drop the head as we finish that exhalation. And let the back of the neck lengthen and let go. Let the head be heavy, release your belly. Keep your back softly straight. And just let the head hang. And we'll slowly begin to move the chin along the collarbone, left and right. Match your movement to your breath, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. Let's let the head travel all the way to one shoulder and lift a little bit more from your head, straightening the back. Send the shoulders back and down. And we're turning the head over the shoulder. If your chin doesn't go over your shoulder all the way, it's okay. Don't force your neck. Your neck can't adapt as easily as you may think it should. So just take it to wherever its edge is, its edge of its range of motion. Hold it there, and we'll start to make a circle with the nose in the air, over the top to the back. Whichever side your nose and your chin have chosen to go to first, take the nose up and back, down and forward, and a small circle at first. Breathe with the circle, breathing in at the top and out at the bottom. Spiral it out bigger and bigger. If you're comfortable with it, don't force. Remember to breathe deep. Feed your body the oxygen it needs. And then come back to the center of your circle and drop your chin. Gaze towards your elbow or your armpit. Keep both shoulders down and feel the stretch from behind your ear down towards your shoulder on the opposite side. And then we'll drop the head down in front of the chest again. Just let it hang. Keep the back softly straight. Let the head drop a little farther down in front of the chest. Maybe you feel certain sensations, the muscles that connect to the back of the skull, reaching down towards the spine, the collarbone, the shoulder blades, or wherever. Release your belly. Let your head drop more. You can do it. And we're going to go left and right. Breathe with the movement, taking your chin along your collarbone to the left, to the right, back and forth. And let's take the chin to the other shoulder, lift it up, straighten the back. Start to make a circle, again, over the top to the back. Always choose that way. Over the top, back, down and forward, breathing in at the top, out at the bottom. Take it gently, larger and larger, increasing the size of your circle with careful awareness of any limits that your neck and shoulder and torso don't like. Avoid those places that cause sensitivity or pain or discomfort or awkwardness. Go as big as you're happy with. Breathe through your circle. Keeping it gentle today, not going too extreme yet. Come back to the center of your circle and just gently drop your chin. Gaze towards your armpit. Keep those shoulders down. Beautiful. Drop the chin down to the center of your chest and round your back. Drop your shoulders forward. Slump. Find balance in the body. Let your hands come off your knees so you don't have to worry about them sliding off of your knees as you shift your weight to your right hip and let your head roll over by your right shoulder. Gravity's doing the work here. We're not working the muscles of the neck or shoulders at all. We're letting everything be loose and free. Shifting your weight on your hips, left and right, back and forth, allowing the head to roll around in front of the chest and over to the side, in front of the chest, over to the other side. Let's go 3 more times. Slow it down and breathe with the movement. Clearing out any tensions, stresses, waste products through breathing deep. Awesome. Let's come back to the center and straighten the back, lift the face, and blink the eyes open. Take that nose in a big circle, looking up, to the right, down, to the left. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Keep blinking your eyes as you look around. Blink, 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 blink. And let's change direction. Go the other way around your circle. Keep blinking your eyes. And breathing. Beautiful. Bring your hands to prayer pose. Take a moment to set your intention for today's yoga. What brings you to your mat today? And be grateful for that impulse towards health and balance in the body, mind, spirit. You are one and you are Wonderful. Unity. That's what yoga actually means. Unison, unity, oneness. All right, we're going to interlock the fingers, give a strong squeeze to the hands and breathe in and release. Squeeze it in, breathe in and release. Squeeze it in, breathe in and release. Keep your hands interlocked like that and just pull apart. Use the muscles of the back around the shoulder blades, arms, shoulders, hands, everything working here. Pull apart. Keep the fingers clenched tightly together. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Push it forward, round the back, drop the head. Inhale and exhale a few times. And then bring it back to prayer pose, nice and soft. All right, let's stretch the legs out just because they've been folded up under us for a while. But we're going to continue to work with our arms and shoulders. We're just going to take the fingertips and lightly touch into the interior part of the elbow on one side and the exterior part of the elbow on the other side. As lightly as you can, touch. Don't touch hard, touch light. And then pull the hands apart and feel that sensation go from elbow to fingertips, and then switch sides. Breathe. It should feel very tingly. Now, keep this in mind as something you can do if you're ever really stressed and you need to comfort yourself. Self-soothing through an anxiety attack, a panic attack. You can do this and breathe. Remember your yoga. And if you have a friend that's having a panic attack and they're asking you for a little bit of comfort or support, you can suggest this easy movement. Match your breathing to the movement. Beautiful. 2 more times. Bring the arms straight out from the shoulders. Reach it out. Turn the hands palm up. Breathe in. Lift the hands. Stretch as tall as you can and pull an apple out of the tree. Pull a mango out of the tree. Whatever fruit you want to imagine. Maybe a banana or a pear, grapefruit, orange. Anything goes. Reach up. Reach up. Reach up. Reach up. All right, we're going to just keep that one hand up. Bring the other hand out to the side for support and a side bend. All the way up and down. Other hand, reach up. Reach as high as you can. Reach up. Breathe in. And a side bend. Repeat. Bring it up and over. Take your time. There's no hurry here. Once more. Each side gets another chance to stretch and breathe. Best thing in the world. Stretch and breathe. Nothing better than that. Except maybe music. Turn your hands palm up again. Breathe in. And let's flex those ankles as we reach up. Breathe in. Just let your hands come down to rest on your thighs. Beautiful. Wonderful. You're doing great. All right. I'm going to suggest now that we keep those legs stretched out in front. And this is the time when, if you have your, I'm not going to even go with the blocks today. Let's just do it with a rolled up towel, or you can use just your flat mat. Okay? So if you've got something handy, I've got this sort of towel. It's a yoga towel. I'm going to roll it up. Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. If you have a spare yoga mat, it might be a little bit better because it gives you a little bit more height, but this will do. Anything is good, something new for some of you, most of you. We're just going to lay it vertically along the mat in the middle where your spine will lay back after we do our forward fold, we're going to reverse it with a chest opener, chest elevator. All right, so bring that towel to touch right at the base of your spine. Make sure it's centered. So it's going to be, you might test it just to see if you can lay back on that and feel it right along your spine. And then see if you need something to support your head, or if you're happy with your head laying back as it is. Mine's fine because this is such a small tube that I've created with my yoga towel. All right, we're ready to do our forward fold. Bring the legs apart, not too far, just about hip distance apart, or slightly more or slightly less, whatever's good for you, and bend the knees a little bit. So as you bend the knees, the feet flop outward, and that's what we want. Everything loose down through the hips and legs. And then we're going to walk the hands down the legs or down the in between the legs, as you like. I like to put my 3 longest fingers in the inside of the soft part of the arch of the foot, the sole of the foot. That works for me. I find that's a nice place for the fingers to touch, but you can put them wherever you want. So this is just going for the caterpillar forward fold. We round the back, everything is loose, drop the head. That's the most important thing. The head being heavy, if you're holding it at all, then that puts tension in your neck, and that translates down the spine. So we really want to let go of everything and let the head drop. Stay here for about 5 slow, deep, full breaths. Let everything go. Every time you exhale, try and sink down a little deeper. Now, if you can, push your hips back a little bit so that your lower spine is pulling you back, and you can just sort of drag your fingers up your legs, pull it back, and let's release, relax, forward fold again. All right, again, pull the hips back. Hands drag up the legs. Keep the roundedness in the head and neck and shoulders. Forward fold. Let everything go again. Release your shoulders, neck, upper back. Beautiful. Pull the body back, starting with the hips and lower back, lower spine. And slowly find your spine aligning on top of your rolled up yoga mat or your rolled up towel or your rolled up blanket. And you can bring your hands out to the side, palm up. You should feel nice and centered with your spine lifted up just a little bit by elevating on that rolled up towel, rolled up blanket, yoga mat, or perhaps you're reclined on yoga blocks, although I didn't really tell you how to do that, so I guess you're not doing that unless you've done it before and you know how to do it. Let your shoulder blades sink back while the spine is slightly elevated. The shoulder blades are depressed down onto the floor. Opening the chest. Pull the shoulders away from your ears a little bit. Release everything in the body. Just to take a moment to just feel whatever you feel. Feel whatever sensations you feel. Normally, after a forward fold, we'll do a chest opener and we'll stay here 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but we don't have that kind of time during our yoga class online. So I welcome you to experiment with this on your own yoga session, your own practice. Forward fold, take your time, and then slowly shift to chest opener, reclined position, and just let yourself stay here and relax, opening the chest more and more, letting the shoulders sink down more and more. It's a good thing. But for now, we're going to come back up to seated. And we'll just put this on the side for next class, or if you find it wasn't good enough and you want to find something else, you can do that. All right. Let's try half straddle. So from seated, cross-legged, bring one leg out. Hands to the floor in front. Look down between your hands with the yoga mat between the hands, and just a gentle forward fold, push back. Breathe in. Exhale as you come forward. Push back. Up and down, breathing as you go. And let's change sides. Down, exhale. Push back, inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep it moving. Looks like we have Jane has joined us. Hi, Jane. Who else is there? Forgive me, I don't see who that is from the little circle that I get at the top of my screen. It's hard to tell. If everybody could check in at the end of class, just give me a comment or so, and then I'll know that I actually made contact with somebody out there on the other side of my phone screen. All right, let's come back to seated, and we're going to stretch both legs out. Bring the hands to float above the legs, and just reach and reach, reach and reach, reach and reach. Come back to the center, turn the hands palm up, flex your ankles and lift the hands up, breathe in. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths, reaching up. Expand your ribs, breathe in. Exhale. Strong breath in. Exhale. One more time, breathe in, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer pose in front of your heart. Keep those ankles flexed if you can, and just bow your head. Beautiful, relax your legs in the knees and bring them back in. And let's get onto our back sides for hamstring stretch. Just go ahead and lay on back. And we're going to bring the right knee up and just give it a hug. Give it a strong hug. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Stretch that leg straight up. You can interlock your fingers behind the knee, behind the thigh, or just grab wherever your hands reach. If your leg is bent, don't worry about it. We're going to pull gently and release. Bring it back to vertical, back to your comfort zone. Pull gently, don't overdo. Be respectful of what your body has to say about this. If you feel like, wow, that's not very far and I didn't expect to be so stiff. Instead of thinking about it negatively, appreciate the movement you do have and work with it and breathe. And some days you may just be stiff, and that's okay, because that's where you are. Are you breathing? Sigh out any tension. Pulling the leg in towards the face, towards the chest. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg. We find our full range of motion here, from vertical to your edge, your therapeutic edge. And let's go to the middle of that range and a little massage. Why not? The back of the leg from the knee up towards the back of the hip and that whole hamstring hip system. Give it some love. Squeeze and release. Gentle massage. Once you're feeling like you've gotten everything there, why not go up and do the calf muscle? You can bend your knees, you can reach the Achilles tendon, you can massage the ankle, and back towards the knee. Stretch the leg again, and let's find our range of motion again. Stretch to the base and back to vertical. We're going to just hold for a moment at or near the edge. Keep breathing. Bend the knee. And let's hold the leg in our arms or hands as if it's a baby. Rock the baby, left and right. Always feels good. It never lets you down. Even if you do the same stuff every Tuesday and Thursday, although I do try to mix it up a little bit. You know, the classics are classic for a reason. They feel good even if you do it all the time. Your body will always say thank you when you stretch and breathe. All right, we're going to bring that knee across the body and find the floor with the foot. The knee might hover an inch or two above the ground. You could put a pillow or a block or a book under the knee if you need support. Bend both knees close to 90 degrees or so. It doesn't really matter, whatever feels good to you. Stretch your arms out in any way that feels awesome and relax. Look in the direction that's best for your relaxation. Releasing tension. Some people may look away from the knee towards the distant hand. But that may not be what's best for you. So just try it and see if you like it, and then try a different position and see if you like that better. For instance, looking straight up at the ceiling. And even that may be not as relaxing as looking in the same direction that your knee is pointed. I chose that for years. Really, literally, about 2 years. I found the most relaxing was to look in the direction of my knee. And then suddenly I realized, okay, now I enjoy looking away, and it's even better for me. So it's a slow process. Yoga is not something that has fast returns on the investment. It's a slow process, but it's gentle. And as long as you're moving in the right direction, you feel better every day. Your chi will rise, your energy, your life force will rise, your smile will come naturally to your face, light will shine from your eyes, and you'll just feel connected to the energy of the universe, fed by positivity. Before we come out of this pose, I suggest you go through your spine from tailbone to neck and ask every little section, are you 100% relaxed? I'll bet you'll find one spot or two or three that find a little bit of holding, sort of automatic, subconscious. Let it go. This is your chance to let it go. All right, roll onto your back. Let's realign the spine by stretching long through the body. Reach the toes together. Reach the hands overhead. Big breath in, stretch long, and feel free to sigh or yawn. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring up the other leg, bring the knee into the chest and give it a hug. Stretch the leg straight up from the hip and find a place to hold on with both hands. Gently pull the leg a little closer to the face and back to vertical. I'm feeling my Pilates class today. I'm feeling it from yesterday's Pilates class that I took at Yoga with Nikki, who was awesome. If you haven't tried that, you might want to try it sometime. So my leg is topping me right now because I really worked it yesterday. So this is excellent. I'm stretching and breathing, just what the body needs. Let's pull the leg in the middle of our range of motion and give ourselves a nice gentle massage. The back of the leg from the knee up to the hip. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Around the knee a little bit. And then once you've done that and you're ready to go down to the calf muscle, bend the knee if you need to reach all the way to your Achilles tendon. So important to give that Achilles tendon the love, appreciation that you feel for it. It's working hard for you every day, going down into the heel and down into the arch, up into the calf. The calf muscle too deserves a lot of love. It's the heart of your lymphatic system. Did you know that? Pushing the lymphatic fluids around the body every time you flex your ankle. The Achilles tendon is the heart of the lymphatic system. Stretch that leg again and gently pull it to the edge of your range of motion and back to vertical. Breathe as you move. And we'll hold at or near the edge. Try to relax. Keep breathing. Release. Bend the knee. Let your foot and leg cross over. Roll up on your hip and find the floor with your foot. Let the knee just hover above the floor or find the floor. Or put a pillow or a block or a book underneath the knee if you need to. Open your arms, open your chest. Find that perfect position for your head and bend both knees slightly if that suits you. Make it your perfect, luxurious reclined spinal twist. And really put some effort into relaxing your hips, relaxing your belly, relaxing your legs, relaxing your chest, shoulders and shoulder blades, arms, hands, and yes, even your mind. Let everything go. Focus on breath and relaxation. This is your chance to release tensions, toxins, negativity, worry. Let it go. Deep breaths in, expanding the ribs. And when you're ready, roll on your back and another long body stretch. Stretch the arms overhead, bring the feet together, point the toes. Breathe deep, expand your rib cage. Stretch and breathe. Awesome. We're going to bring the feet in and just rock a little bit. Make it a bigger rock from shoulders to hips. One more time. All right, come up on the hands and knees for me. Anyhow, we got to do a little cat and cow, flexibility in the spine. Keep your hands pressing strongly into the floor, elevating the chest. Don't collapse in the shoulders. Move any speed that feels good, slow or fast, as long as you're moving with your breath, breathing in and out. Beautiful. Let's do some side to side. Look around your shoulders, stick the hip out. Come back to center. Look around the other shoulder, stick the hip out. Come back to center. Side to side. Move the hips a lot. You can try bending one elbow at a time. As you look right, bend your left elbow. As you look left, bend your right elbow. And we just go back and forth a few times. Coming back to cat and cow, arch and sway. Breathe. All right, we're just going to push the hips back and walk the hands one step forward. Pose of a child. Rising back up to table. Let's turn the toes under and find our downward dog. Lift the hips up, straighten those legs. If they're a little bent, that's okay. Don't judge yourself. Be where you are. Appreciate what you can do. Don't criticize yourself. That doesn't do any good. All right, we're just going to let the body sway a little tiny bit. 1 inch, 2 inches at the most. Pushing back, dropping the head. And then looking forward between the hands. Push back, drop the head. One more time. Push back, drop the head. And come back onto your knees. So let's get ready for our plank challenge. The hour has just passed, and we didn't even do as much as we normally do, and that's okay. But we do want to try and keep up with our commitment to plank it out every Tuesday and Thursday, at least. Those of you who are not doing it every day, it's okay. But it's better if you can, because we want to get strong. We want to have core strength. Where's my watch? I better have my watch handy. All right, are you ready to get up into plank? You could be on your elbows or your hands. You could be on your knees in a sort of a modified short plank. But if you can, get up on your toes and hands, or toes and elbows. And bring the shoulders over the wrists, fingers spread wide, strong through the body. Bring that core muscle strength into play. Straighten those legs, push the heels back. Hold a strong plank for 10 more seconds for me. And then we're going to try and lift one heel up. 5 more seconds, strong plank, hold it, hold it, hold it. All right, just lift one leg up. You can bend the knee if you want. You can keep the leg straight if you want. And drop it down, change feet, lift the other leg. And drop it down. Return to strong plank. Push the heels back. We're going to take one hand and touch the hip. And then bring it back down. Other hand, touch the hip. Bring it back down. Strong plank. All right, bring your knees to the floor. Wide-legged pose of a child. Let those knees go wide, but the big toes are still touching together, and sink back. Maybe your chest finds the floor between your knees and your head turns to one side. Elbows can be bent, sort of a diamond arm position. Beautiful. Rise back up and come back to seated. We're going to try the modified tripod plank, and that is modified by, instead of being on, like last time we were on elbow and feet and lifting up into plank, reaching up. Excuse me. This time we're going to be on the knees and and the elbow, or the knees and the hand. So you have a choice there. You could be on elbow and knees. So this is sort of what we call the mermaid pose, like the statue in Copenhagen of the Little Mermaid. She's sitting like this, right? So come on to elbow and knees and lift up and reach. And come down. How is that? Let's try it on the hand. If this doesn't feel good, you can stay on your elbow. We're going to lift up onto the knees and reach. And then come down. So choose which of those positions is best for you. And we're going to come up and stay, circling the arm around with breaths, the upper arm. So get ready. Let's lift up. Reach for the ceiling. Reach overhead. And then circle the arm around. It doesn't have to be super huge circle, depending on what that shoulder is happy with. As big a circle as you're happy with and your shoulder is allowing you to do, breathe through the circle. And change direction, go the other way, keep breathing. Reach for the ceiling. And come on down. Let's mermaid those legs out the other direction. And we'll try both modified tripod plank, and so you can see which one you're happy with. We'll start on the elbow and the knees. So bring the arm up and reach for the ceiling, bring the hips off the ground. And then come down. That's the low modified tripod plank. And then let's try it with the hand and the knees. If you're ready, reach it up. And come on down. Decide which way you want to do that for your long hold. And we will do that as soon as I fix my shirt. All right, here we go. Reach it up, stretch for the ceiling. And circle the arm around, breathing as you move. As big as you're comfortable with. Change direction. Two more times around, breathe a lot. Reach for the ceiling. And then come on down. And let's come back to a straddle sit. Arms float over the legs again. Reach it up. Find your prayer. Pull it to your heart. Beautiful. Put the hands on the floor, somewhere in front of the knees or the hips. And we're just going to look over one shoulder. Inhale, come back, face forward. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. Inhale, forward. Exhale, look back. Keep it moving, moving with breath. Stay with your body. Don't be thinking about what you're going to do later on in the day. You can think about that in 11 minutes from now, but you're still here, now. So be here, now. Body, mind, and spirit moving in unison with the breath. right, come back. Let's bring those feet in. We're going to do a little bit of love for the toes. So find your toes, bring them up on top of the other thigh if you can, and just off the foot. Maybe use a little cloth if you need to. Bring your big toe into one hand and your index toe into the other hand. The big toe is going to bend back towards the knee. The index toe is going to point towards the heel. So you're just doing the splits with your toes, and it's gentle. It's not an extreme yanking or dislodging those joints. You just want to stretch the skin. It's just about the skin between the toes. Give them a little bit of stimulation. And that's actually where your acupuncture channel ends, right between those two toes. Comes up the leg, inside the thigh, and in towards the liver, the kidney, the spleen, and different organs like that. So stimulating that channel is actually helping the entire body be balanced and connected and vibrant and healthy. So keep breathing as you do this. And then when you're ready, you can just go down to the other toes and do the same thing with every pair of toes, every adjacent set. Breathe. Give some love to the foot. All the way onto the baby toe, back and forth, breathe. Let's scoop the whole leg up in our arms and rock the baby. Grab the big toe with two fingers. Push the heel forward and bring it way back. Push the heel forward, feel the stretch in your shoulder, and then bring it way back. Forward, exhale, bring it back, inhale. 2 more times. Exhale, inhale. Push the foot forward. Pull the knee and elbows back. Yes. Let's switch feet. Give some love to the other foot now. Clean off the sole. Grab onto that big toe with one hand and the index toe with the other hand. Gently do the splits. Pulling the knee, pulling the big toe back towards your knee, the index toe towards your heel. Gentle, and then switch it. Switch, keep breathing. Stimulating your acupuncture channels, the meridians in the body. You may not appreciate the truth of the acupuncture channels. You may believe or not believe in acupuncture. I read a book recently that is by a doctor, a Western doctor, who studied Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine. And he found, well, it's well known to those that study both of those areas, that you can trace all of these meridians or acupuncture channels and fascia channels to embryology, to the way that we develop from 1 cell to 2 cells to 4 cells to 8 cells to 16 cells. It's a little bit like origami. You start with a flat sheet of paper, and every time you fold, you have a connection, but there's still a connection between the way it was before it was folded. So the cells developing creates certain channels. It's inevitable. It couldn't not be. The way that we develop, the embryology, the study of embryology, directly points to what somehow they knew thousands of years ago in Asia, that we have these channels in the body. So we're stretching all the way down to the baby toe, and then we're going to scoop the whole leg up in our arms. If you can't quite do it with arms, just do it with your hands. Rock the baby back and forth. It's a little bit different than when we're laying down and rock the baby. So a little different action in the hips and torso. All right, nice. All right, let's grab the big toe with 2 fingers. Push it forward, bring it back. Exhale, inhale. Push forward, feel the stretch in your shoulder, pull it back, elbow and knee as far back as you can get them to go. 3 more times. Beautiful. Let's bring the feet together, soles together, and hold on to the toes. with both hands, pushing the chest forward. Pull your shoulders back, lift the top of the head. You can let your knees sink down. If you're not happy with that position, you may need a little support for your knees with a book or anything that works for you like that. Hold. Lengthen the neck by pushing the shoulders down. Physically feel the side of your body pushing down, reaching the midriff area on the side towards your hips. It's a little bit kind of interesting to do that because we normally don't do that unless you're some kind of ballet dancer or something, but you can do it. Expand your rib cage, breathe in. All right. Beautiful. And then come back to any position that's comfortable for you to finish our class. Bring your hands back to elbows touch and stroke. Switch and breathe. Let's have prayer hands. One last thing before we say goodbye. Take those fingers and interlock them a little bit like a yin-yang symbol. Pull. And stop pulling, just have them hooked. We're going to lift them up overhead. Reach it up and behind the head. Bow your head forward. Bring those interlocked fingers right to the base of your neck behind your head. And then gently, gently pull. Bow your head. Keep breathing. And bring him up overhead and back to a prayer pose. Take your right hand and push it forward while your left hand pulls back. And switch. Breathe. You look one way and then the other. Breathe. Move your hands like a figure eight, like the infinity symbol. Bring them into graceful balance, swift and smooth movement through infinity and beyond. All right, back to prayer. Thank you so much for joining me for yoga today. I'm blessed by your presence. Take that radiant, loving energy through your smile, through your eyes. Give it to everyone you see, everyone you meet, everyone you have contact with throughout the day, throughout the week. I will see you again on Thursday. Thank you so much. Namaste to each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. See you soon.